When I was, I think, 22 or 23, my best friend from high school, Springer, was a teacher at a public school on the island of Oahu, and I was a teacher at a small Catholic school. And I remember this, Springer called me on the phone one day with a dilemma. Her dilemma was that it was career day, and she had in her class this amazing student. A student happened to be female, happened to be Samoan, Pacific Islander, happened to be Mormon, and happened to be living in this rural community. And it was career day, and this girl was really interested in science, wanted to be a doctor, and was really good at science. And Springer had this interesting situation where her mom and her dad were both self-made doctors. Her mom put herself to school, became a doctor, married a construction worker, put him through medical school, and so both Springer's parents became doctors, but through a pretty non-traditional and a path that was full of struggle. So Springer thought, hey, wouldn't it be awesome for career day if this girl shadowed Springer's mom? Because certainly the path to becoming a doctor for a female Samoan, Mormon, rural student is going to be different, probably longer, probably a little harder, maybe. Springer gave her a permission slip and said, turn this back in. And Springer called me because the girl didn't turn back in her permission slip, and the question was, how far should I push? And we talked about it, and we decided we shouldn't push that hard because there's going to be so many speed bumps ahead for this girl. If she can't get her permission slip in, it's the smallest of speed bumps. So Springer didn't call home. She just let it go on, reminded her a few times, didn't turn it in on Wednesday, didn't turn it in on Thursday. On Friday, still didn't turn it in. And so Springer decided, you know what, this is too important. So Springer called the mom, and the mom answered the phone. Springer explained the situation, how her mom had to go through a long path to become a doctor, how this mother's daughter was really interested in science, was good in science, and how Springer really wanted to put some time into mentoring this girl. And could the mom please help just get the permission slip back in? That's the only thing we need. And the mom paused and told Springer, I have the permission slip. I have the permission slip. I won't sign it. I don't want her to go. Springer was taken back for a second, and the mom explained why in no uncertain terms. The mom told Springer, thank you. I get it. For you and for your parents, becoming a doctor is an amazing thing. They're saving lives, they're very successful, they're providing for their families. But I need to tell you, for me and my family, I don't see that as success. At least not for my daughter. If I imagine her becoming a doctor, she leaves this rural community, this rural Mormon Samoan community. She probably goes to the continental United States to study in medical school. She's probably in medical school studying on the Sabbath. She's going to not be able to observe the Sabbath. She is going to probably not meet a nice Samoan Mormon husband in medical school, was the mom's assumption, and maybe marry somebody else, maybe not move back home to this small town, maybe not be able to have her kids have access to multi-generational Samoan household, the language, the culture, the religion. And she said, being close to the thing that's most important to us as a family, our religion, second most important to us as a family, our culture and language, and the family itself, to me, doesn't sound like success. Our daughter can be successful, she can help her community, she can make money, she can be happy, and not have to go through this. So thank you very much, I'm not signing it. At that point, most people, when I tell the story, ask me, did she go on this job shadow? And she didn't. And for maybe about 10 or 15 years of telling the story, I really lamented the fact that she couldn't go. And I think as an educator, we want all kids to have all options. But I think, in maturing and really looking back at the story, I think the thing that was missing wasn't the girl going on the job shadow. She'll have a lot of other opportunities. What was missing was Springer and I having, being 22 and 23-year-old teachers, and having the tools to be able to help this girl navigate what success was like and how she had the agency to navigate that. Her mom had one definition of success for her, and her school community had another. As teachers, were we able to help her see both of those measures of success and have some agency in being able to define for herself which was successful? Because either way, she was going to disappoint somebody. Did she have the skills to be able to navigate that? In the landscape model of learning, we want to have room for different points on the horizon, different outcomes for a student. For one student, it might mean a career in auto mechanics. For another student, it might mean a career in neuroscience. I certainly depend on my mechanic, just as I hope I don't have to depend on a brain surgeon, but both are worthy careers. And it is as much about honoring a student's talents as interests, as well as acknowledging that a family's desires for their child, as well as the community's expectations, play into that equation. It's a really complex thing to address, but it's not just any one of those things. It's all of that together.